So, hi Apurv, could you tell us something about yourself, please?
Sure. So I was born and brought up in Bhopal. Spent the first 18 years of my life there. Did my entire schooling at a single school, and then wanted to do my undergrad in engineering. So I moved to Delhi, where I graduated as an electrical engineer from the Indian Institute of Technology. It was a big change for me coming from a small city to a megapolis like Delhi. You get a much wider canvas and a much bigger exposure than you can imagine in a much smaller city. So that was a great experience. Spent wonderful 4 years there, and then I wanted to continue working in the tech space. So I joined Philips as an assistant manager. I was working in the lighting vertical, doing R&D. It was a fun gig for around 3.5 years, but I always had this intention that I need to get a master's degree to make sure that I make the right career progression and also learn a few other things, diversify my skill set. So MBA was something that I wanted to do. Also possibly was exploring making some changes to the geography. I thought MBA would be a good way to make a pivot and move to a different country. So I gave the GMAT and then moved to the US. I did my MBA at the Yale School of Management, graduated in 2019. Over a year since then, and I've been working at Amazon for that time.
Okay. What was your reason for choosing Yale SOM?
Sure. So a combination of different factors. One was obviously that I was looking for a school which is well integrated with the university because I wanted to do courses across different streams, not just confine myself to B school curriculum. As I said, the idea was to kind of get knowledge in different areas. So that was one of the key reasons why I wanted to do it. I mean, that's a school which allows you to take courses across the board. Not many schools have that option. So that was one thing. The other thing was getting into a small and a closer knit community. Having a class size of 500, 600 students to me seems a bit overwhelming. So we had a small class size around 300 odd students. You get to know most of the people. So you have familiar faces around you, especially coming from a different country. It's good to see people who are familiar to you. Like you don't want to go into a class and like see new people all the time. So that was another reason. And obviously, some of the faculty members that I was looking to work with as part of projects, courses, etc., were based out of that school. So that was another reason. And yeah, it was closer to New York, a city that I always wanted to visit. So I thought, yeah, like you can be closer to New York, but not really living in New York, so you can save on the living costs. So that was the fun part of it. but
Makes sense.
yeah, so a combination of different factors, as I said.
Okay. So after you've done your MBA, it's been a year now. What do you think it has given you in your professional as well as your personal life? Like,
Sure. So from a professional perspective, I think it certainly has helped me think through things in a very different way. Like as an engineer, you're entirely focused on problem solving and breaking things down into something that is a little more numerical or mathematical. Versus as an MBA, you look at it from different lenses. So that's a key change in terms of how you approach a problem, how you approach life in general, and also the fact that you start to see the bigger picture. You take a step back and you evaluate, okay, what's going to be the impact on this as a business, and not just like the product that I'm building. It should be the best possible product, great, but you know it's not just about making the best possible use of technology. It's also about thinking about how the customers would perceive it, or how would your sales team look at it. So getting all of those perspectives is something that you can extract out of an MBA experience. And secondly, I think the good thing about Yale also was we had a really diverse mix of people, people coming in from like as diverse backgrounds as you can imagine, from non-profits, the military, to people from different countries around the world. So getting to know different cultures, trying out different cuisines, trying out new things simply helps you look at how people from different backgrounds approach different problems and what are the different contexts in which people spend their lives. And you really appreciate what you've got, and like you also get a feeling for okay what you've missed. So from a professional perspective, that really inspired me to okay, I should start traveling more, I should start exploring more places. So in the year 2019 itself, I visited 5 continents, 10 countries, and over 30 cities. So that
oh,
was a yeah. Some of it was related to work, but yeah, like I ended up doing it, which was a super great thing to do. And look at 2020, it's been the exact opposite. I've been confined to one city alone, can't travel at all.
sometimes one
Um,
home.
exactly. So can't really help with that. But yeah, I think from a professional standpoint, it really helped me learn more about different cultures, different people, and different backgrounds, different contexts. So yeah, I mean, essentially it was making sure that I look at things in a more holistic way, and I kind of take a step back in life around most things that I approach.
Okay. So you worked with Dr. Hubert Silly for your admission process. So how
Yes.
was the admission process? Let's first talk about the difficulty you had in the admission process. What was your main
Sure.
difficulty?
So one of my bigger problems was putting together my stories and giving them a context which somebody who was not familiar with my background could understand and appreciate. Because when you're coming from a background, you worked in a particular industry for like 3 4 years, you have certain biases, or you start using certain jargons in your literature or the work that you put together, which you would imagine the audience would automatically understand, which is often not the case. In a professional setting, yes, people are familiar with what you're doing, so they might grasp it, but an admissions counselor or somebody who's looking at your essays may not really appreciate what's the complexity of the problem that you're trying to solve, or what you're trying to really communicate in terms of what's your goal or where you're headed and things like that. So it really helped me put together a good perspective of what I should communicate and how I should go about doing it. So I worked with him on my essays, also thinking about what are the things that I should get called out in my letters of reference. So if I approach someone who's going to write a letter of recommendation for me, what should I let them know that, hey, call out these specific aspects of my personality, which would be relevant to the B school audience. So that was another thing. And across different schools, you got different kinds of essays. Somebody is looking for the goal in life. Somebody is looking for a short-term plan, like where do you see yourself 3 years from now, or why does this particular school attract you, or cover letters, etc. And he has great experience of working with different students across different backgrounds and across different admission processes. So he's got a lot of good insights to offer and pick out the right points in whatever work you put together. So it was a bit painful at times. Like I had to go through 3 4 5 different iterations of the same essays, making a lot of changes here and there. And he would be really insightful in his feedback, like go really deep around every single statement, every single word. Like, why are you using this? Like, why do you say this way? Let's frame it this way. This is how the admissions team would perceive it. So, getting that experience proved really helpful while I was going through the application process.
Okay. So final question. This is a bonus question. What next? Like, because Corona, the COVID crisis has all confined us to our houses. So what is
Sure.
your next move as soon as this is over?
Well, quite a lot of things. I recently bought a house for my parents back in India.
Oh, wow.
Um, this was like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't seen the house myself. So
Oh,
I need to make a trip back home to at least get to see that. Um, and so that's one of the key things. And also, I'm looking for a small internal rotation within Amazon, because it's been a year. I kind of have started to hit a little bit of a saturation curve in my learning. I feel that I'm not really learning new things or learning new skills as much as I would want to. So I'm looking for trying out a few other things as well. So that's on the professional side. On the personal side, as I mentioned, I need to make a trip back home, get to see the new home that I bought. I haven't seen that. So yeah, those are things that I'm looking forward to.
okay. Thank you so much for your time. I hope we'll see you soon for the webinar.
Sure, appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.